Good afternoon, class 5 and 6. You know, we are doing our online classes, and this is your grammar period. We are continuing with our grammar book, and we have already started pronoun. Yesterday, we talked about pronoun and its types. We also talked few uses. Why do we and how do we use? When do we use it? What is the definition? I hope all of you have recalled the things. Now, this is the continuation of yesterday's class. Let's concentrate. And I hope yesterday I had given some works from your book. You must have done it. Pronouns, continuation. First of all, recall it. What is pronoun? See your previous videos, and if you have noted down, that will be more helpful. So it is used instead of noun. Instead of noun. Why? To avoid repetition, to avoid continuous uses of noun. We use pronoun. Yesterday we did it. We have recalled it as well. So let's continue. Types of pronouns. Subjective case. Pronouns I, we, you, he, she, it, they are used as subjects in a sentence. Yesterday we talked about first person, second person, and third person in personal pronouns. And in that case, we have talked about three cases as well: subjective, objective, and possessive. So, in subjective pronouns, as I told you, we are going to detail it. Yesterday we made a chart and just showed you the uses. Now see the detail. Subjective pronouns I, we, you, he, she, it, they are used as subjects in a sentence. They come before verbs in a sentence. In general, you have to know subjective pronouns are those pronouns which we call as I, we, you, he, she, it, they are used as subjects. How? In a sentence. They come before verbs in a sentence. I am from Janakpur. I, there is what? Subject. We love dancing. We, here is subject. So according to the definition, I, we, you, he, she, it, they are used as subjects in a sentence. They come before verbs in a sentence. Before verb, it generally appears in a sentence. I hope you are clear. Now, second portion. Objective case. We talked about objective case. Objective pronouns me, us, you, him, her, them are used as objects after verbs and prepositions. Listen again. Objective pronouns are those me, us, you, him, her, them. I told you to remember the chart yesterday are used as objects after verbs and prepositions. Subjectives are generally used as a subject before verb, and objective pronouns are used after verbs and prepositions. After verbs and prepositions. Examples: this book is for me. This book is for me. She teaches them. So again, see the definition. Objective pronouns me, us, you, him, her, them are used as objects. Used as objects. Is it here as object? Me. This is me here. Likewise, them. She teaches them. And what is the next part of your sentence? The definition as objects after verbs and prepositions. After preposition for me has been used. Yes. And after verb teaches them has been used. So according to the definition, the example is very clear. Now next, possessive case pronouns mine, your, his, her, each, our, their are used to show ownership. They are used to show ownership. Yesterday also we discussed about possessiveness, ownness, ownership. You own something or not. So that is the concept of possessive pronouns. Mine. You say this pen is mine. Okay. So it shows the ownership. The mine, your, his, her, its, our, their are used to show ownership. Like this is my book. So you say that this book is your and you show the ownership. That is the case with possessive. Next possessive, there is a difference. I told you yesterday that if you are sure, if you are concrete about the things, must focus, you use some different, that is like mine, possessive case pronouns mine, yours, his, hers, ours, theirs do not precede nouns. Example, this book is mine. So here is this is my book. My book. It is preceded by a noun, but this is not preceded by any noun. So this is the case while mine, yours, his is same here, ours, ours, these are the cases that precede nouns. Okay. So possessive, two types, subjective and objective. Basically, you have to keep in mind the first person, second person and third person. And the cases, subjective, objective and possessive. That chart we discussed yesterday, that will be more important and beneficial while you use pronouns in the exercises, grammatical exercises. So try to remember that text. Now see the further exercises, further types. Let me write the notes. Okay, let's continue with our types of pronouns. We talked about different types of pronouns, and this is the reflexive pronoun. Reflexive, as I told you previously, reflexive. We use reflexive pronoun when we want to refer back to the subject of the sentence or clause. Reflexive pronouns end in self or selves. The definition says we use reflexive pronouns when we want to refer back to the subject of sentence. Refer back to the subject of sentence. What does it mean? What does the referring mean? Our selves, your self, myself, I did it, myself. So the subject I is focusing upon a certain work that is done by the subject itself. Self, S-E-L-F, self. The word is itself reflexive. While using also I am talking about self. So the recognition of reflexive pronoun is self or selves. Selves. At the end, it referred back to the subject. He studied himself. Means there was no support, there was no any external support for him. He did on the basis of the effort of his own. So referring back to the subject would mean this thing. Referring back to whom? To the same subject. So that is the case here. Refer back to the subject of the sentence or clause. Same thing. So reflexive pronouns end in self or selves. I repeat, reflexive pronouns end in or with self or selves. Next, we choose reflexive pronouns on the basis of subject exactly because myself, okay, you, yourself. Likewise, you have to recognize few single pronouns. I did it myself. Why? Because I is taking my, me, and mine, and here self. My plus self, myself. So single pronouns I, my plus self, myself. I did it myself. So according to the definition, it is referring back to the main subject of the sentence. Next, you did it yourself. You, yourself. Likewise, she, herself. Therefore, I repeat, I tell you time and again to remember that chart of first person, second person, third person, and the three cases: subjective, objective, and possessive cases. Then it will be more clear to understand the details. Next, double pronouns. You and I did it ourselves. Double pronouns. You and I. In a single sentence, there are two pronouns here. So I and you. You and I did it ourselves. Why? Our selves. Plural. Next, single nouns. Ram did it himself. For Ram, him comes and plus self. Himself. Because Ram is the single person, single entity. Likewise, Bini did it herself. Bini is the name. Bini did it herself. Next, double nouns. Ram and Sita did it themselves. Themselves. Them is plural and here are double nouns as well. So, for Ram and Sita, them and plus selves, themselves. The boys, B-O-Y-S, the boys did it themselves. Again, here is the plural subject. So, themselves. Double nouns. So see, again I repeat, reflexive pronoun is used. We use it, reflexive pronouns, when we want to refer back to the subject of the sentence or clause. Referring back, I told you, using self or self. Reflexive pronouns generally end with self or self. We chose reflexive pronouns on the basis of subject, because if the subject is I, you, she, he, accordingly the self will be changed. Myself, herself, himself, ourselves, themselves. Likewise, it depends upon the subjects. So, and one important thing here is imperative sentence in which subject you is not mentioned. Imperative sentence, you might have read about sentences in your previous classes. So imperative sentence in which subject you is not mentioned, take the reflexive pronouns yourself or yourselves, like do it yourself, do it yourself. Like this is the example of imperative sentence. You can't say do it you, do it yourself on the basis of yourself. Boys here plural subject, so do it yourself. It is referring to the more than one boy. So do boys, comma, do it yourself. So this is what we talked yesterday, little bit about reflexive pronouns. Let's see another notes on the pronouns. Continuation, that is demonstrative pronoun. Yesterday also we talked about demonstrative pronoun, and I told you that demonstration, the word demonstration, demonstration, demonstration means to show something, to demonstrate, to make visible, clear. So demonstrative pronouns are similar in nature with the term demonstration. If you say that, if you point out something you are seeing, or you want to make someone look at that thing or any object or any person, that is you call to demonstrate, to show. So see the definition. Demonstrative pronouns, the pronouns that are used to point out subjects which they refer to are called demonstrative pronouns. Yes, if you do not understand the definition, do not go very deep inside the definition. Just see that if you are pointing out to that person, to that object in your surrounding, okay, what you can see, so that is what is called to demonstrate the thing. And for that, the pronoun that you use is demonstrative pronoun. So see, this and that point out singular objects. This and that point out singular objects. How? Because you say this is a pen. So pen is the subject that is pointed out by this demonstrative pronoun. I am saying this is a marker and I am pointing out this is a marker. So this and that point out singular subject. This, THIS, this and that. The difference is another, there is one more difference that we'll be talking later. So first of all, know this and that is used for singular object, to demonstrate the singular object, to show the singular object. Next, these and those. These and those point out the plural objects. Exactly like this and that, these and those. These and those point out the plural objects. This and that point out the singular objects, and these and those point out the plural objects. This and these point out the objects that are nearer to the speaker. The use of this and these, whether it is singular or plural, that doesn't matter. The thing is that if you say for anything that is nearer to you, not farther from you, from the speaker, likewise I am the speaker and I am pointing out to that wall. So this is near to me. It is not very far. I am pointing out to that fan and it is very near to me. So the objects that is nearer to the speaker is pointed out by this. And in that case, if there are more than one fans, more than one objects that can be used, these, but the things should be nearer, not farther. So likewise, that and those point out the objects that are farther from the speaker. On the contrary of this and this, it is talked like for nearer to nazike cha bhane, the same thing happens. This changes into that and this changes into those when the things are farther, far, tara. You can point out, you can demonstrate, but if the things are plural in number. So what changes? This changes into that and this changes into those. These, that, those. These, those, that, those. And one thing more, if you talk about the past events, you generally use those. THOSE, those. When talking about the past events, past several incidents, generally you are supposed to use pronoun those. So this is demonstrative pronoun. Now see distributive pronoun. Distributive, what is the meaning? Distributive, giving us, what does distribute mean? Means distribute means to divide into several parts, groups. So distributive pronouns each other refer to two persons or things. Yesterday we talked about distributive pronouns, that is each other and one another. So see, each other refers to two persons or things, whereas one another refers to more than two. More than two. Each other is talking about just two person or things. On the contrary, one another refers to more than two. More than two. 3, 4, 5 persons or things. See the example. These two boys help each other. These two boys help each other. These two boys, here is given just two boys, and for two the distributive pronoun each other has been used. Likewise, these three boys help one another. More than two, that is three boys help one another. एक अर्का लाई र यसको अर्थ के हुन्छ? Two boys लाई ठ्याक्कै के भयो उसले उसलाई र उसले उसलाई तर तीनवटा मोर देन 2 भयो भने चाहिँ एक अर्कालाई उसले उसलाई उसले उसलाई उसले उसलाई भनेर युज गरिन्छ सो इन इंग्लिश ग्रामर each other and one another carries a different meaning so we have done these types and in your page number let me check the page number of your book page number 31 and 32 page number 31 and 32 for class 6 and 45 and 46 of class 5 in page number 31 and 32 for class 6 and page number 45 and 46 for class 5 there are some exercises depending upon your pronoun so try to do it at your home and check yourself we'll be talking about our next exercises and next classes in the next video hope you will do it at your home thank you